Hit him up! Move him out!
We want to know what's bothering you in the world of sports. Give Murph a call at 312-644-6767. That's 312-644-6767. And tell him what's beefing you in the world of sports. What's Your Beef is brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
It tastes better. Murph till 2. Hey, in the 1 o'clock hour, plenty of baseball talk. And we're going to visit with one of the top guys over at Our Lads, the scouting, NFL, college scouting service guys. Why? We're going to find out. In fact, you know what?
Hey, Murph, what's your beef?
Tim Buck, I thought you'd never ask. My beef is flip-flopping the third round 7 and 12s.
Flip-flopping draft picks?
Not a third round, 7 and 12. That's all the Bears get. That's all they get. These guys are found guilty of tampering, and all you do is move up from number 2. We'll find out in the next hour how valuable that move up is by the spineless commissioner, Roger Goodell of the NFL. Yeah, but you got your beefs. I got my beefs and Browns. They have right now, lunchtime, beefs, Browns, Italian beef, Italian sausage. You know what we call it when you put them together? It's a combo. Lunch at Browns right now, up ahead, 50 locations. Tom, Chicago Heights, first in line. Hello, Tom.
Hey, Murph.
How you doing? What's your beef, buddy?
I'm starving for a combo, but my beef is with Cub management putting a certain pitcher, number 3, in the rotation. It's killing me.
Well, you know what? That's a good angle, Tom. In fact, one of my beefs was going to be...
Hey, Murph, what's your beef?
Tim Buck. Hey, Tommy. One of my beefs was going to be, is the guy that pitches the third game, is he, by definition, your third starter? See, I'm not really sure how this works, Tom. I would have thought that Rich Hill, and I need your answer, Tom, because, I don't know how this works. I would imagine that Rich Hill is their quote-unquote third-best pitcher, but they don't want to pitch him after the lefty back-to-back Lilly game, too. So is Dempster the number 3, or is he just simply starting game 3, Tom? How does that work? I'm not sure.
I'm confused, too, Murph. I think he's just starting. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? For being a guy that can admit when he's confused, you're going to go visit Browns. Pick up that combo, all right, buddy?
Thanks a lot, Murph.
All right. See, I heard Northie today, and Northie was great. He was just for like 3 hours, just pounding, railing against. Is that the right word? Just railing on how can Dempster be your number 3? Well, Dempster's starting game 3. Does that mean that he's your number 3? Let's go to car phone Peter on the score. Hey, Peter.
Hey, Murph, how you doing?
Good, Peter. Hey, what's your beef?
My beef is with the NCAA and CBS, and we're stuck watching one game. During the tournament, there's all these other games that are going on. Now, if ESPN had it or a cable outlet that had more than one outlet, we could flip back and forth between several different games. But instead, we're stuck with whatever game the brain trust at CBS decide that we're going to watch, and then we have to watch the little scroll on the top of the television to tell us what the score of the other games is.
Hey, Peter, you're so right on so many counts. You've actually opened up a whole Pandora's box right here. Remember my neighbor when I was 10 years old, LaGrange Park, old man Stalzer, down the street. He was about 80 years old. He'd always say, if you can't figure it out, young man, it's always about the money. And I had no idea what old man Stalzer was even talking about. Peter, there's got to be a reason. Now, they're streaming, on their websites. You can watch the other games at home, at your office. They could easily split screen it like you say. But for some reason, they must be able to charge more to the sponsors to just have the one game on the regular old television. I don't know. It's got to be it's got to be something about money, Peter.
Well, I'd have to agree with you, Murph, because most things in life are all about money, but it just seems to me that, you've got ESPN. I mean, that would be an outlet where you could have it on ESPN.
Yeah, unfortunately, 2 different ownership groups totally, ABC and CBS. But what you're saying makes sense. But what old man Stalzer said makes even more sense. It's always about money. Hey, stop on by. Pick up a lunch at Brown's courtesy of Murph. It won't cost you any money. All right, Peter?
Thanks, Murph.
All right, buddy. And remember, you're always welcome to go the next time to Brown's and buy something. Okay, I send you there. You love the Italian beef, the Italian sausage. What's Murph's favorite? Maxwell Street Polish. Superfan Dan, the big meatball sandwich, 4 meatballs, French toasted bread roll, and the marinara. And it just drips and then bloop right on Danny's tie. Let's go next to Brown's taste better. Let's go to Ira from Wilmette. Hello, Ira.
Hey, Murph, first-time caller. Love your show.
Hey, I love my first-time callers. What's your beef, Ira?
I got a double beef.
Oh, I bet you're very popular in the old days on Rush Street. Give me your double beef.
Well, first of all, I'm going to agree with Peter on this whole situation with watching the game, but more importantly, the issue is not in doubt anymore. It's a 12-point game with 2 minutes to go, and you're looking up in the corner, and there's another game that's a 1-point game.
Yeah.
Why aren't we switching over and watch that game? And I don't understand it.
It's unbelievable this day and age. You know, there's an old expression. This day and age, kids. What about kids these days? You would think that they'd be able to solve this. Every year we go through the same thing. I don't get it, Ira.
I don't get it either. And my other beef is Ryan Dempster.
Now, is he the number 3, or is he simply starting game 3?
I don't understand. The fact that he's starting, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry.
You might learn to love. You might learn to love your Ryan Dempster, or then again, he may just drive you crazy like last year in the bullpen. Thanks, Ira.
All right, Murph. Take care, buddy.
All right, I appreciate it very much. Tell you what, let's catch up on a few things. Never catch up on a hot dog. Mustard. And we'll get right back to a second round of phone calls. What's your beef? Oh, look it. I got Dave from Crown Point, Buckeye Boy, Butch in the truck phone, James from Riverside, Bourbonnais, Paul, everybody's got a beef. Everyone's going to Browns because they got jumbo buffalo wings. They're flying off the shelves. And hey, how about, honey, tonight I got dinner. I'm bringing home the golden, delicious chicken from Browns. Don't worry about dinner. Don't worry about cleaning up. Bring home dinner from Browns, lunch at Browns. It tastes better. Back after this. Sports Radio 670 Murphapalooza till 2 o'clock. It's The Score. I'm driven to you by Chevy. DriveChicago.com, right?
You're absolutely correct.
Today on Air Your Beef.
Everyone apparently in the industry knew that the broadcasters, Harry Carey and Milo Hamilton, had a major beef with each other.
Oh, so many beefs, so little time. Hey, man, they got so many beefs at Browns, you might want to just stop in every day. Lunch, beefs, Browns, it tastes better. Let's get back to the beef line, see what you are beefing about. I got a ton of beefs here on the yellow pad, but phone lines are jammed. Let's go to a patiently waiting Buckeye Boy. Hello, Buck.
Hi, Murph.
Hello, Buckeye. Thanks for holding. What's your beef, big guy?
All right, my beef, Murph, is players and coaches that are on the sidelines. I don't care what sport it is. After a guy makes a boneheaded player takes a really poor penalty, they're sitting there clapping and patting him on the head. It drives me nuts, Murph.
Well, you know what? It drives me nuts also, but I'm going to define myself as old school, and therefore, Buckeye Boy, I think you're more on the old school side because you can't reprimand these kids these days. You can't reprimand them. You got to pat them on the back and say, you'll do better, sonny boy, next time, right?
I don't know. I don't know if you can admonish him anymore, Murph, but you don't only have to clap him and pat him on the head when he's an idiot.
Well, maybe you do. I don't know. I'm with you. It's crazy. Crazy. Thank you, Buckeye Boy. Call again, okay? Speaking of crazy, we have all these sound bites and cuts. They're called our cut sheets. You get in the morning, hear all the different shows. We got Jim Boylan, 7 or 8 cuts after the game yesterday. Probably, David Schuster, whoever's for the Score, with the microphone there, Larry Hughes, and the questions. You know, why fourth quarter collapse? Larry Hughes will respond. Jim Boylan was asked another big week coming up, for instance, and you read the Nozioni apologizes. Now, here's one, though. I'm going to cue this up. This question, why so many guys have gone crazy, which I find a little interesting. Why have so many guys gone crazy, Andres Nozioni?
We had too much expectation when we started training camp this year, you know. I think everybody put us really high because we was a great team, and we are a great team. So right now, everything is not going the direction what we want.
Yeah.
You know, we're not playing well like a team.
So why has everybody gone crazy? Oh, man. Let's go to Butch is a truck one. Hello, Butch.
Hi, Murph. How you doing? First-time caller again.
Hey, I love it. Everybody's gone crazy. Butch, what's your beef?
I'll tell you what's crazy is this wind trying to drive this truck.
Well, you know what? It's 40 miles an hour, and I was looking at Tom Skilling, back page of the Tribune, and opening day in Chicago. What the hell they're doing March 31st. I'd like to find out why they got to start the season so soon.
Bud Selig declined to talk to you.
But listen to this. 44 degrees for the high. Happens to be the Cubs this year. Could have just easily been the Sox opening at home. They're in Cleveland. Won't be much better. But listen to this. You're talking about the wind, right?
Yes, sir.
Butch trying to keep his truck under control. Here's Skilling, Monday, opening day in Chicago, high of 44 degrees. Powerful southeast winds will take hold as clouds continue to lower and thicken. Early sprinkles will develop into a general rain as the day progresses. Enjoy your opening day. Powerful southeast winds. That's right field pole to the left field foul pole at Wrigley Field. Hold on to your truck there, Butch. What's your other beef?
Okay, my beef is listening to the Four-Letter Network. They were talking about Boston not wanting to go to Japan, and they said that'd be a real shame because they could really learn a lot, about how Americans really play baseball and how the game's supposed to be played. And I just watched Mr. Baseball with Tom Selleck, and I was thinking, man, ain't that kind of the other way around?
Someone actually had the nerve, the audacity to say they'll learn how to play baseball by watching us, when every guy that comes over here, be it Fukudome or Suzuki, they always seem to have every nuance of the inside game of baseball, strategy, fundamentals, down cold, down pat, and we're supposed to show them. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what Christensen said.
Hey, hang on. Get that truck over to Browns till the wind slows down, okay?
Thank you, Murph.
Hang on, Butch. Appreciate it, buddy. Good to hear from you. Hey, Vuk. Vuk is on your side. Murph's Nationwide Insurance Agent of the Year. Jeff Vukovich for all your insurance needs. Vuk. Park Ridge, 29 years. Family guy. Let's bring up James in beautiful winding roads of Riverside. Hello, James.
Hey, Murph. My beef is with the Chicago Cubs with the fact that two of your best starters this spring, in Marshall and Lieber, neither are making the starting rotation, are probably going to end up in the bullpen.
Well, I'm not even sure Marshall won't go to AAA and continue to start with Chicago Southside guy Carmen Pignatello. But the bigger picture is that Jim Hendry had one too many guys in the rotation, just as Kenny Williams has one too many guys at third base. I guess you could make the argument better to have extra guys than not enough guys, but one of these guys has to be traded. I'm guessing Jason Marquis will be moved sometime in April in a relatively good-sized trade. Maybe then you'll feel a little better about it, James. I don't know.
I think you should put Dempster back in the bullpen.
Well, where would you put him? In the sixth inning then? Bringing in...
I'd let him close. Let Woody and them set him up.
Whoa, you don't like Woody in the ninth inning? We'll talk about that some more at 1 o'clock. James, good to hear from you, buddy.
Have a good day.
I appreciate it. No, you have a good day. Victor is a cell phone. Hello, Victor.
What's up, Murph? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm fine. What's your beef?
Hey, Murph, my beef is with the Bulls and John Paxson. You know what, Murph? I say we go down to United Center, buy a couple tickets, and start yelling at Jim Boylan, because it seems like everybody else is doing it. So I say, John Paxson needs to fire Boylan, and he needs to sit down on the bench and coach the team the rest of the season.
Well, you say a lot of things right on the money there, Victor. As always, let me just agree with you that John Paxson should have gone down and coached the team the last 41 games or so. And number two, I've said it from the beginning, John Paxson's biggest mistake was calling Boylan interim, which stripped away any authority he might have had, and these players have run roughshod on the entire organization, Victor.
Yes. This might be a question for John Dewan. If the Bulls make the playoffs, would they be the first team ever to go into playoffs without winning more than 2 games in a row?
You know what, Victor, I was thinking that the other day on the yellow pad to have John Dewan maybe work on that. Hey, go visit my friends at Browns. I love your angle. Hang on, Victor.
All right, thanks, Murph.
All right, buddy. Time for 1 or 2 final beefs. Carphone Paul, Matthew, and my buddy Dave in Crown Point. Hello, Paul.
Hey, Murph, how you doing, buddy?
Fine. What's your beef?
My beef is with the Chicago Bulls organization. I remember back in the early 90s, every time the Bulls went at home, they always play Another One Bites the Dust. Why are they playing it now when this is a very, very bad Bulls basketball team? And the only time that song should be played now is when they blow double-digit fourth-quarter leads.
Well, you know what? They'd be wearing that song out because they've been blowing the double-digit leads, 4 out of the last 5 games. Appreciate it very much. Here's Jim Boylan. Asked, are the players taking advantage of you?
In an interim situation, it's a little bit more difficult than it is to handle, the guys who, have a long-term contract, and players understand and know that guy's going to be around, he's going to be your coach for a while.
There you go.
Because players want to play. So I think that, it's a little bit more difficult than someone who's got a long-term.
They messed this thing up from the beginning. That was Jim Boylan, I believe, for the first time actually saying because he's interim, it hurts his ability to be the leader, have authority. We heard Jerry Reinsdorf say the same thing on the Mike North interview about 10 days ago. Let's go to Matthew. Says from Rhode Island, transmitters pumping out 670thescore.com. We are streaming. Hello, Matthew.
Yo, Mike.
Hey, what's your beef, buddy?
White Sox management.
Go ahead, come on, give it to me.
Yeah, it's not being able to trade Joe Creedy, because we know what's more sad is their rotation, because I don't know how you can have Gavin Floyd, who has a career average or a career ERA over 6. I don't know how you can feel confident going in the season.
So who worries you the most in your rotation? Burley, Vasquez, Contreras, Danks, or Floyd? Floyd?
Say Contreras and Floyd.
And you have 2 third basemen right now, and opening day is getting very, very close. It looks like Kenny Williams did the old cookie jar where he tried to pull 2 cookies out. He ended up with, what do you get? No cookies, right? He's got too many cookies. Let's go to, thank you, Mandy. What the hell is about the cookies? Dave is the cookie jar theory. Dave knows what I mean. Hello, Dave.
Hey, Murph, this is a double. This is a combo here.
Give me a combo from Brown's Italian beef, the Italian sausage, put them together. Call it a combo. That's the favorite of Brown's president, Frank Portillo. Thanks for the setup there, Dave. Go ahead, buddy.
Right. I was looking to take the family in the station wagon and go to Milwaukee on a weekend series to go see the Cubs play. They don't play a weekend series until the last week of September when Bud Seligen's thinking, well, I can sell out the Cubs during the week. And then I got to sell out that weekend because the Packers are in town. So that's why he's doing that. And Murph, doesn't Milwaukee have a dome?
Yeah, Milwaukee has a dome. They ought to be opening there instead of it's going to be 44 degrees and driving winds and rain at Wrigley Field, according to Skilling today in the Tribune. And get the nail on the head, even though Selig claims he has no more interaction with the Milwaukee Brewers, the team he owned for so many years. He always cherry picks the schedule, and like you say, middle of the week, wants the Cubs there to fill the joint up. Then after school begins and the Packers are around, that's when he selects the weekend, correct?
That's right, Murph.
Nicely done, Dave. Hey, Dave, go visit my friends over at Brown's. It tastes better for lunch, beefs and Brown's.
Thanks for participating in What's Your Beef. Join Murph for another edition of What's Your Beef. What's Your Beef has been brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
All winners of the Mike Murphy Show are only eligible to win prizes once in a 60-day period.